20% chance of rain, and then on Memorial Day Monday, a 60% chance of rain. The one benefit, temperatures slightly cooler, but we are tracking the possibility of some thunderstorms as well. Sunday, we do have an isolated heavy rain risk, especially for areas to the north of Houston. That's going to be north of I-10. Forecast rainfall accumulations in general about ½ an inch north of I-10. But remember, with any thunderstorm, you can quickly get 1 to 2 inches of rainfall. As for Memorial Day on Monday, once again, everybody has that risk of seeing showers. I think areas north of I-10, a higher threat. So still several days out, but do know if you're planning a pool party, a barbecue, have an indoor option. I would not cancel those plans, but I would certainly have a plan B. Rain chances really going to start to ramp up once we get into next week. Every single day, we're talking 30 to 60% chance of showers. So make your plans now. All of next week, you want to budget a bit more time for driving. Those roads are going to be a bit messy. Now, until then, we're actually dealing with some showers out there right now. I want to show you on our radar. We've got 2 separate areas we've been watching, both of them along the coast. You can see Galveston, that shower already been pushing its way offshore. If we put this in play mode over the last hour, it quickly moved in, and just as fast as it moved in, it moved out down towards Lake Jackson, Bay City, Palacios, also dealing with a thunderstorm. This is going to keep moving, and we've actually seen it lose a little bit of its strength. For the rest of us, it's all about those warm temperatures.
Extreme temperatures. We're dealing with a higher chance of rain.
You gotta pick one.
Gotta pick one. Okay. Thank you very much, Caroline. We appreciate it.
Being without AC is something that we really wish nobody on.
I don't wish that on my worst.
Yeah.
Have to have air conditioning. In fact, right now you can see that front that pushed through yesterday, it's actually stalled to our south. So areas south of I-10, they're not even seeing the low humidity. They are also dealing with a little bit of stormy conditions. In fact, down towards Matagorda County, you can see this thunderstorm. It's been making its way to the south and the east, now just south of Sweeney. Not severe, but certainly packing a bit of a punch. This will be approaching Lake Jackson and Freeport within the next 30 minutes. Off towards Galveston Island, we did see a pretty hefty thunderstorm there earlier this afternoon, but now it's pushed offshore. If you're in Jamaica Beach, though, you're likely seeing quite a lightning show offshore. The good news about this stationary front is anywhere to the north of it, you're actually dealing with slightly lower humidity. Now, it has been climbing through the day, but I will tell you, it feels much more pleasant out in Livingston, Huntsville, even Conroe. Humidity is lower, and you're going to notice it feeling not too bad out there. The rest of us, we're dealing with partly cloudy skies. Temperatures are still warm in the upper 80s. This is actually pretty seasonal for this time of year. 88 here in Houston. Look at Pearland, Angleton, and Galveston. They're in the upper 70s. That's thanks to those thunderstorms pushing their way through. Because our humidity is lower, upper 80s, feeling like the upper 80s. As we go through the weekend, those are going to turn into the 90s. Daniela, coming up, I've got your full Memorial Day forecast.
All right, Caroline, for a couple of hours and then back to the heat.
I know, but this morning, very early morning, we had low humidity.
Yeah.
Temperatures were in the 50s, 60s, 70s.
Hair looked good again for a whole 30 minutes in the morning. It was great.
I hope you took advantage of it, because that's really all we're going to get. Take 64, 65 in Brenham, Crockett, 58 degrees. A nice morning, but as we went into the afternoon, we certainly did see some areas that saw a bit more humidity. And one thing that didn't really help, it's actually that cold front went stationary. It's still draped over our area. So anywhere south of that front, it's still going to be feeling humid, a little bit sticky. We're talking our friends really along the Gulf Coast south of I-10. Not only do you have more moisture out there, but we're also dealing with a little bit of thunderstorms. Now, double-edged sword, because when we talk about thunderstorms, that does mean you're going to be cooling down just a tad. Right now, we've got a thunderstorm very close to Matagorda. You can see just to the south of Sweeney there. That's going to be pushing its way towards Freeport within the next 20 minutes. Otherwise, a few showers out towards Galveston. The rest of us, totally dry. Now, the reason why we've been so dry outside of that cold front last night is this high pressure system dominating the forecast. As we go towards the weekend, The high is going to start to back off just a tad. That's going to open up the door for some rain showers moving in, really ramping up this weekend. Saturday, it's going to feel a lot like summer, perhaps an isolated coastal shower. Really minimal. Sunday has been rain chances, especially for folks north of I-10. Now, Sunday, I say isolated heavy rain. We have a low risk of flooding on Sunday, so start to be weather aware and keep that with you on Memorial Day as well. For Memorial Day, it looks like our highest rainfall accumulations to our north. Widespread, though, everybody has a pretty good chance of seeing showers at some point, and then we're going to keep seeing those rain chances every single day. So not a washout, but have indoor options. You can see those rain chances.
Beginning of it, really summer starting. Here's meteorologist Caroline Brown.
I mean, that's a good reminder. It's still May out there. It's just been feeling like August. Now, thankfully, today has felt a bit better, especially for those north of I-10. A live look from the Houston Zoo where you can see folks are still out and about wearing shorts and t-shirts, and for good reason. It's still pretty humid because that front has actually gone stationary. You can see it really right along the coast. Anyone south of that front actually still dealing with the humidity, and we've even been dealing with some showers and thunderstorms. Thankfully, that cell we were tracking in Matagorda County has been decreasing in strength. Now just a shower approaching Matagorda. Very soon it's going to be out over the Gulf. But here with our humidity, you can see a big change. Areas to the north, Livingston, Huntsville, College Station, feeling significantly better than the rest of us. Temperature-wise, we're all sitting in the upper 80s to the lower 90s, of course, with the exception of Angleton, Pearland, and Galveston. That's where we were able to see some rain showers. But as you head out this evening, temperatures slow to cool down, 82 by 9 o'clock, mostly cloudy skies through the overnight hours. But watch this. Overnight, we are tracking the possibility from patchy fog from 3 a.m. through 8 a.m. So Daniela, tomorrow morning, extra time for driving just in case.
All right, Caroline, thank you. And a pool is nice.
Anything is
AC
nice.
is
to have
nice.
cooling down. And I'm actually excited because we have some pretty good news. When we look ahead to the upcoming week, we're expected to be cooler than normal.
Yes,
I
that's
know.
what I'm talking about.
It's about
Thank you,
time.
Caroline.
Now, I will say there's a drawback, but we'll get to that in a second. So you kind of have to pick and choose. It's going to be dry and hot, or it's going to be a little bit cooler, but it's also going to be a bit on the stormy side. Unfortunately, that's going to start ramping up as we approach Memorial Weekend. So let's talk about it. What's happening? It's this high pressure system down to our south. This has been dominating our forecast, keeping us hot, keeping us dry, really preventing widespread storms. Now, as we approach the weekend, this will start to move out of the way. That's going to open the door for some thunderstorms to move in and a general stormier pattern to really start to take hold. So through the weekend, you're going to see rain chances increasing. Saturday, this is going to be a very summer-like day. Mid-90s, sticky, humidity is back. By Sunday, a 20% chance of isolated showers. Monday, Memorial Day, unfortunately, much more widespread rainfall is going to be in the forecast. Now, Sunday, I said isolated heavy rainfall. That's because any of the thunderstorms we do see are going to come with the risk of seeing heavy downpours that could lead to flooding. Right now, it's just a low risk of flooding. The big concern is going to be the possibility of frequent lightning strikes on any of those pool parties. So remember, if you're planning a pool party, even for Memorial Day, have an indoor option, a place where you can go if you do get caught in a thunderstorm. Your rainfall forecast for Memorial Day showing the heaviest of the totals north of I-10, but truth be told, anybody who gets caught in a thunderstorm, you can quickly get 2 inches of rainfall or even more. Rain chances really start to ramp up on Sunday, and then every single day next week, a 30 to 60% chance of seeing showers. The benefit, highs are going to be in the mid-80s. The con, it's going to be pretty stormy. Satellite and radar showing that stationary front just over southeast Texas. Because of this, we have seen some storms along the coast. You'll notice in far Matagorda County, those cells pushing off into the Gulf now, which means most of us just a dry evening ahead. A live look over the Southwest Freeway, not dealing with any rainy conditions here in Houston. Temperatures upper 80s, but because the humidity is slightly lower, we feel like the upper 80s. That extended forecast is going to plan on extra time for any sort of commutes.
Okay, at least it'll feel cooler.